What's good, everybody? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness, today I've been running 2 live streams in one day. Man, I don't know if I should try that again. Shout out to everybody that is checking into the live stream as you come into the chat. Drop a 1 in there. Want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. I see Mark Scott. What's going on, Mark Scott? Member of the Money Team is already in the chat. How are you going to drop a 1 in the chat before you can even hear me? the live stream hadn't even started yet, and Mark Scott is already getting active in the chat. Gotta love it. Really, really appreciate you. All right, and shout out to the Facebook crew. Let me just double check over here, make sure you guys are live and in action. Man, what are we talking about today? What are we talking about? I mean, I've been out there on the water. You guys saw that live stream a little earlier today. We're out there having a good time, having some fun with it. So, I had to rush in here, get ready, all that good stuff. As you see, I was a little late today. Shout out to Vernon Neal. Has anybody seen Vernon? Vernon, he's normally, sometimes he'll beat me to my own live stream, but it looks like I beat him here today. Looks like the person that beat me to the live stream today was Mark. Mark Scott had already dropped the 1 in the chat. All right, so shout out to you. And let me just double check on the Facebook side of things. Just bear with me, guys. It is a live show. So, I have to get in here, make sure everything is kind of set up right. And really tonight, we're just going to be kind of having an open discussion. We're just going to talk a little bit about some summertime fishing, see who's been doing what. I mean, do you guys have any hot topics? I mean, what's going on out there in the fishing industry? I mean, shout out to KVD. Shout out to KVD. I mean, he did his thing on that last tournament right before he retired. Man, I was really rooting for him, hoping he got that W on that one. But hey, didn't quite turn out the way he wanted. But I mean, still a great, great career, guys. All right, so let's see who we have checking in. Shout out to Mark Scott, member of the Money Team. Really appreciate you checking in to the live stream. If anybody is interested in becoming a member of the Money Team, those are basically the members of the channel. Just click that join button down below. There'll be a little video that'll give you some information about that. And one of the things that you will notice is the members of the Money Team, they have that badge next to their name. And it kind of indicates how long they have been a member of the channel. All right, let me just check that volume. All right, just checking out the volume and everything, making sure we're looking good, guys. All right, let me get a few things set up. So basically what we're doing today, I'm just going to bring up a few clips from the On the Water Live and talk about some of those baits. And of course, we always have our kind of an open discussion. And what I'll do is drop the link. And if anybody wants to come up, talk about any of their tournaments or any type of baits or techniques that they are interested in for summertime fishing, this is an interactive chat. So really, really appreciate everybody that is getting active in the comment section. But I will drop that link. If anybody wants to come up, I'll bring you up for maybe a minute or two. And if you were on the live stream, the On the Water live stream from earlier today, then you saw Cerebral Tackle. Shout out to Cerebral Tackle. He came in. I brought him up on the screen. He made an announcement. I mean, he's out there making some moves. He had Matt Steffen on his line, well, on the live stream today. So shout out to Cerebral Tackle with that. But if anybody wants to come up, I will drop the link, and we can chop it up a little bit about some summertime fishing. And let me just hop back over here into the comments, guys, see where we were at. So shout out to Mark Scott and the Money Team. Shout out to Ivy Moore. All right, you guys were hitting me with the 1. We have Cajun Rob stepping into the live stream, always showing up and getting active in the comments. All right, and Cajun Rob, member of the Patreon. Yes, shout out to you. Big shout out to you. All right, Mark Scott, he says, hi, Ryan. I was on top of it. Yeah, that's right. Mark Scott was already in the chat, already dropped the 1. I hadn't even started talking yet, but you guys know the drill. I always say drop a 1 in the chat just to make sure you can hear me okay. Just always want to make sure my audio and video is good. But Mark dropped a 1 in the chat before I even got started. Shout out to DP. We have Darren Pearson checking in. All right, Ivy Moore, he says, bro, do you not see me? Oh, wait a second. I gave you a shout out, Ivy Moore. We got Ivy Moore in the house. Ivy Moore is always in here getting busy, getting active. He's on the water live as well as the in the studio live. So really appreciate that. All right, what is going on? Joe Winkler. Joe Winkler stepping into the live stream, one of the newer members of the Money Team. So really appreciate that. Heavy with the one. He said that was a good stream from CT today. Yeah, so Cerebral Tackle interviewed Matt Steffen. Recently won, what was that, the MLF Invitational, I believe. So yeah, shout out to him with that. All right, then we have Barry Sabine King Celestine. Am I saying that right? Celestine. All right, he says, make it today. All right, sounds good. And shout out to the Facebook crew. All right, have the Facebook crew checking in. Yeah, wanted to make sure everything was live and in action for you guys. The on the water lives, I try to get those up and running for you guys while they are live and I'm out there on the water. But I'm actually out there super chatting, reading the chats, fishing, trying to keep up with all of this stuff. And I have to go in there and try to figure out those settings in Facebook, which I am not too good at. So I try to get that up for you guys if I can. But if not, then I go back and make it live afterwards. But I really do try to get it live like it is right now so that you guys can see that live and in action. Because the on the water live streams, those are starting to take up a little traction. The guys are really liking those. And so actually I do have some clips that I'll show you guys just to give you an idea of those on the water lives, guys. Those things are really fun because the chat, you guys that are watching, you can actually get active and participate. You can make suggestions to the anglers. I mean, we're in there joking, clowning around, and we may be catching a fish or two all at the same time. All right, shout out to Joseph. What's going on, Joseph? Really appreciate you stepping in. And once again, shout out to the Money Team. He says, better late than never. I am here now. Oh, yeah. We're just getting rolling. All right, Cajun Rod Fishing. He says, the man, the myth, the legend, Joseph B is in the house. All right, guys. So the topic of this evening is just summertime bass fishing. Get active in the chat for me. Who is out there just crushing it? Who is out there killing it on the summertime bass fishing scene? Out here catching them in the tournaments. Maybe you're fun fishing. Who's out there just catching these fish like it's nothing, like it's just easy? So yeah, we want to hear from some of you guys too. So for me, sometimes it can be a grind. I mean, out here finding those fish is not really the issue for me, and I'm pretty sure for a lot of people that are watching, the issue is once you find those fish, how do you get those fish to bite? That is kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. So as you guys know, if you watched the live stream earlier, the on the water live stream, what I did is just kind of change things up. Most of the time I would go out there and I would go offshore. For me, that's just the way that I like to fish. Even if I'm not getting bites or whatever, just staying out there, locating those fish, finding those fish, just trying to take on that challenge and see what it takes to get those fish active and get them to bite. For me is what I find, find to be the funner part of fishing for me. But today I decided to head shallow, guys. I went shallow. So I pretty much concentrated on the shaky head. And let's see what else I was throwing, guys. Pretty much shaky head. I threw the Ned rig. I'm not the Ned rig, but the Noco rig a little bit. And a little bit top water. But the main thing I was focusing on was that shaky head bite on rocks and points. So I was able to find one or two fish, nothing really spectacular, nothing that big. So, I had to change it up. I had to head on back out offshore. So that's when it seems like we started having a little bit more fun, guys. And that video is still up and active. A lot of the on the water lives, once those are no longer live, I put those in the archives for the members of the channel, for the Money Team and for the Patreon members, so that they can go back and rewatch those or view those. But right now, those are still active. And what I will be doing is playing a few of the clips from that. And just to give everybody kind of what the format is whenever I'm doing the on the water lives. Sometimes, like today, it will just be me. I will be out there. I will be on screen, just trying different baits, different techniques, different lures, and I will show you guys on the screen. I use live imaging, Mega Live, because I'm running Humminbird systems. And that's another quick side note, guys. Whether you are running Garmin Live Scope, Lowrance Active Target, or Humminbird Mega Live, this live stream, these chats, this channel is for everybody. We are here to help each other out, whether you may be having issues with reading your screens, getting things set up, losing power, any of that kind of stuff. If you have any comments, questions, or anything about that, always make sure you get active and put that in the chat, because there are people here on this channel that are running all three of those systems. Some of the guys have two. They may have Garmin and they may have Humminbird, or they may have Garmin and Lowrance, or Lowrance, just, what I'm talking about. So if you have any questions or anything like that, make sure you always put those in the comment section. That way we can help you out if you need any clarification on anything that's going on. All right, so what I was saying about the on the water lives is, for the most part, it will just be me, but sometimes, I bump into somebody out on the water that will at a ramp, and they may be loading up at the same time. And they're like, hey, what's going on, MoneyBass? I heard you're the man out here in these streets. So it's like, I have to tell them, like, hey, man, I might be your huckleberry. Let's go ahead and see what you got. So, I go ahead and add them into the live stream. And sometimes, like the other day, it was just a spur of the moment thing. And we just went out there. We had a lot of fun with it. It was tough on the lake, but nevertheless, it was still fun, because you guys really bring it alive as far as getting active in the comment section. And the other thing that we do is crowd participation, chat participation. So you guys are suggesting different baits, different techniques, things like that. And sometimes we'll try them, sometimes we won't. But when we do, it's like, hey, okay, let's see. Maybe Joe Winkler says, hey, man, you need to change that up and throw that drop shot out there with this type of bait, that type of thing. And then we'll try it. If we catch a fish, then, hey, that's a win for Joe Winkler, because he called it. So that's kind of what we do out there on the water. All right, so let me do this first, just to give you guys an idea of that on the water, lives that we do. And we'll also get into, as we're doing this, some of the different lures and techniques that I've been using out there. And I have some footage where I show you guys the actual live imaging screen. And another quick side note, I normally run Humminbird Mega 360, but man, once I added the target lock onto my trolling motor, I did not check the tension on the cable for my 360. And from rubbing back and forth on the trolling motor, it ended up splicing my Mega 360 line. So now my 360 is actually sitting right here on the floor. So I need to just get that, just kind of solder that back together. And actually my Mega Live itself, I've actually spliced that 3 times and had to restart that. So it shouldn't be that difficult with the 360. It doesn't look quite as complicated as the Mega Live wiring system. All right, guys. So what I'm about to do is just share my screen. And actually, before I do that, let's just go ahead and take another quick look and see who we have coming into the live stream on the super chat. All right, let's see. We have Joseph. He says, Cajun Rob holding it down in the heartland for us. That's right. He says, in the bluegrass and bourbon land. All right, sounds good. Joseph says, money. Check this out. People started to Facebook. What is that? To Facebook out reports of dead bass floating lately. Oh, no. That does not sound good. That does not sound good. All right, he says, several locals posted seeing bass fishermen tossing dead fish out of the live wells. Oh, no. Oh, man. So, yeah, send me some links to that. I want to see a little bit more about that. So when that type of thing is happening, it really is not a good thing for the fishing industry in general. The thing about that is they could actually find or just give those fish to someone, because there's always somebody out there bank fishing or fishing on a boat that will take those fish. So yeah, so that's kind of tough. All right, so let's see. Mark Scott says, Ryan, me and my son have been killing it big time. All offshore fishing, crankbait first, then 10-inch worm. What is that? 10-inch worms afterwards. Uh-oh. Look at Mark Scott. Mark Scott says, hey, I don't know what y'all are talking about it being hard out here. Mark Scott has been killing it for a while. He's always sending me pictures of him and his son holding up 5 4s and 6 pounders and everything. So I don't know what lake you are on that has all of those big fish, but yeah, you're definitely out there. You're making that summer bass fishing look easy. All right, shout out to Joe Winkler. He says, we had a guy crush him Wednesday night last week, 15.65 pounds with 3 fish, and looking at his Bubba, he was over 24 pounds for the night. 6 fish entered. Wow, man. But shout out to those Bubba scales. I have one. I'm still trying to, get used to it. I've just been using it just to measure 1 or 2 fish, but I haven't actually started using all of the functions and everything that goes with it. But yeah, shout out to that. So, all right. So Joe Winkler, he's out there seeing some results out there with that summertime bass fishing. And then Joseph, let's see, he says cool water down here is running. Wait a minute. Water down here is running 98 degrees with the shallow flats running consistently above 100 in the middle of the day. Just not enough oxygen holding capacity. Wow, 98 degrees. I think it was around 84 today for me whenever I was out there. All right, shout out to Joseph. He says, don't be saying all electronics and motor brands are okay, MoneyBass. If you don't chew Big Red, run Mercury and Lowrance, well, let them Rugers bark. Ah, come on, man. Come on, man. Can't we just all get along and have some fun? All right, then we have Big Jim Fishing checking in from the Facebook side of things. What is going on, Big Jim? Uh-oh, look at that. Big Jim Fishing and outdoors. All right, shout out to you. Then we have Dodie Fishing. All right, we have not seen Dodie Fishing in a minute. How have you been doing? He says, here barely. All right, well, glad you're here. Glad you made it. All right, let's see. Big Jim Fishing says, what's up? All right, let's see. Big Jim, are you on the Facebook side of things and on YouTube? All right, so you out here doing it big. All right, Joseph says, Dodie is in the house. That is right. Big Jim is in the house. And there we go. Vernon Neal. I was asking about you a little earlier. I was a little late to my own live stream. I was on the water live a little earlier today, so I've been running. I have been running. Let's see. Cajun Rob says, hey, Vernon Neal. Guys, hold on a second. Stop the show. We have a sponsor of the live stream, Big Jim Fishing. He says, what's good, money? All right, what is going on, Big Jim? Big Jim is out there doing his thing. He's kind of branching out a little bit, doing a little outdoors. I know he was out there doing showing some old footage of some rabbit hunting back in the days. Man, doesn't that bring back some good memories? I remember running around with our BB gun. Our uncles would be out there using real guns, but we'd be out there running around with BB guns and hunting squirrels and rabbits and stuff like that. But yeah, you were out there with the dogs and everything. I didn't have my uncles had that, but yeah, we just run around the woods chasing things. And actually, sometimes we would be able to do a little bit of rabbit fishing with our BB guns too. So that was a great deal back in the day. But shout out to Big Jim Fishing. And as I say each week, whoever gives the largest super chat, super sticker is the sponsor of the live stream. And that just happens to be Big Jim Fishing. So just bear with me real quick, guys. I have to go in here and change this banner real quick. All right, let me just make sure I get it right. Hold on 1 second, guys. Big Jim Fishing. All right, here we go. All right, so now if you take a look at the banner scrolling across the bottom of the screen, it says special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, Big Jim Fishing. All right, guys, gotta love that. Really appreciate it, Big Jim. All right, so let me just hop through a few more of these comments and then I will bring up that video footage, guys. All right, so Vernon Neal says, Cajun Rob, my man, how are you doing, bro? All right, and that is another great thing about these live streams, guys. We are building a community of fishermen, like-minded guys, and we're all here to help each other out. So as you see on those on the water live streams, those things are a lot of fun, guys. So we're out there sharing information, giving tips for everybody to try to, help guys have a better day out there on the water. Because the thing is, you never really know when someone may or may not have time out on the water. Some people can't even make it to the water because of health issues or just financial issues or whatever that is. I try to make sure that I can bring it to you guys in a way to where you kind of feel like you're out there on the water and you can participate. So that is the main thing that we're trying to do, guys. Just make it a good day for everybody. All right, so Vernon Neal says, Cajun Rob, my man, how are you doing, bro? Cajun Rob says, outstanding. Big Jim Fishing says, 1988 was the date of that video. Man, 1988. Wow. Yeah, that's right before I went into the military, and I heard you said it was the same for you. So yeah, shout out to you with that. 1988. Wow. All right. Derek Fulton says, what's up, money? All right. So shout out to Derek Fulton. Really, really appreciate it. And special shout out to Big Jim, the current sponsor of the live stream with that $9.99 super chat. All right. So just bear with me, guys. What I am going to do is just share my screen, and we're just going to step through some footage, some of that on the water footage. All right, let's see what we can get going up here first. Just bear with me, guys. Just bear with me. Here we go. We will check this one out first. All right, so this is a live show. So sometimes, I have to get in here and put in a little work to make sure I get everything set up right. All right, just bear with me. Is that the right? Nope, that's not it. All right, so all I'm doing right now is just trying to get through here and find the right link. All right, there we go. So that's it. Let me share my screen and drop this down for just a second. And here we go. Add to stream. All right, so with this right here, this is pretty much the format whenever I'm out on the water. So on the left-hand side, that is my view. So you guys are looking at pretty much I have my camera on my chest. So you can see my live imaging screen. You can see where I'm casting. I try to angle it out a little bit so you can see where I'm casting to also. And then on the right side of the screen, so we had Country Boy Fishing. We had Country Boy Fishing step in, and Country Boy Fishing just happened to be at the ramp whenever I was loading up to go to the lake. And he was like, "Hey, what's going on, MoneyBass? I mean, can I hop in on that and get some action?" And I was like, "All right, let's go, let's go." So I gave him a little tripod. He set up the camera, and I added him into the live stream. So this was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. So we headed on out, tried to see who can catch what, and who can get some bragging rights for the day. So that's pretty much what it was about. All right, so let me just pull this up, and we'll just take a quick look at a few of these segments, guys. Just bear with me, and here we go. All right, let me get the volume up for you. All right, there we go, guys.
Okay, all right. I'm ready this time. I'm ready.
Oh, look at him. He set the hook on.
Too long. I already got one on, dog.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you hear him? He's already talking. Let's see what he has. Make sure you coming short to the camera. He said, "I'm taking too long." We have the notorious Kevin Brooks says, "Yeah, MoneyBass, I'm ready to take you on too." Oh, man, everybody's challenging me. What is going on with this, guys? Can't we all just be friends? Uh-oh, what does he have? Man, is that a catfish?
Ain't no catfish, dog. You already know what we do.
What you got over there?
We Country Boy Fishing over here. That's all we doing.
All right, hold it up to the camera a little bit closer. Let them see it real good. Go ahead and you have a scale to get a weight on it?
Yeah, I got a scale. It ain't nothing but about a pounder.
All right, good. Is it a keeper?
Yeah, it's a keeper. It's 12.
It got to be 14.
14? Oh, it's 12. It ain't big.
Yeah, just measured it. You tossed him back already.
Hey, man, that's a baby.
Uh-oh, he said he ain't out there to catch babies.
Hey, I got one in the boat. How many you got?
Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness, guys. You see how it is? I mean, your partner MoneyBass just out here like, "Hey, man, can't we all just be friends?"
No,
and he said he got one. How many I got? What is that? Is that a hook set? Okay, I'm gonna match you. How about that? Oh, shoot. It was not happy. All right, he said he got a baby. Okay, you out there catching babies? I'll catch a baby too. How about that? You see that? There you go. Check him out. Look at that baby. Bet y'all see the colors on him. All right, you got a baby, I got a baby. All right, so now what we gonna do?
Hey, we gotta break it up.
Now what we gonna do? Uh-oh, guys, it look like we're about to have a good one today. Maybe. I mean, you never know how it is out here when you're fishing. But that is Brandon Young with Country Boy Fishing. Hey. Just saw him at the ramp. He was like, "What's up, MoneyBass? What it do?" Let's get out.
All right, so yeah, so that's pretty much one of the on the water lives. And like I said, generally it'll just be me on the screen for this one. Just happened to bump into him at the ramp that day. So let me pull up another quick clip and show you guys this other one. And so generally, the format that we're going to start doing, guys, is we will have up to 5 people on the lake at a time. All right, so 1 second, and then from there, we're gonna add some things. So we're expanding, guys. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me pull up this next clip and just see which one it is. Here we go. All right, share my screen. All right, here we go. Add that to the stream. Okay, so with this one right here, this was one where we had a three person live stream. And like I said, what we will eventually do is have 5 and up to 10 is what we're going to start doing, guys. And the other thing that I will do, of course, for these, we will eventually start doing our tournament format. But for right now, we're just kind of going out here, just doing it for bragging rights right now, making sure the format's good, the camera angle and all that stuff is good for you guys. And I mean, it's a lot of fun, especially when guys that are in the comments, in the chat, you guys are getting active, making suggestions for baits for the anglers and all that kind of stuff. And of course, we're doing a lot of trash talking too. So let me pull up, let me go ahead and pull this up. And let's just take a look. This is just take another listen. This is the beginning. This was the at the very, very beginning. I think we were like 10 minutes in on this live stream.
I'm not deep. I'm just fishing shallow.
Look, let me go ahead and get my net ready. Let me get this net ready for you. How about that? Partner MoneyBass gonna see what he can do out here. All right, so look, let me show my people what I'm looking at. So I'm out here deep. These are the fish I'm gonna be targeting right here, guys.
All right, let me just pause that real quick and come back up on the screen. All right, so if you take a look, I am showing the view where you can see my screens and my live imaging, because like I was explaining before, right now my 360 is down, man, down. So I have to solder that back together, get that water. I mean, get the wires and everything sealed so I can get that back on the water, back on my boat, and then I would be good to go with that 360. So when I was fishing shallow today, it just felt a little funny not being able to have that 360 to kind of see where the rock edges and everything like that was located. But I'll zoom back in on this screen so you can see what I'm pointing at. But whenever I pulled up to that spot, I was able to see those fish, and they were suspending probably in I was sitting in like 30 something foot of water, and the fish themselves were suspended at about 15. So I knew that was prime candidates for that top water bite. So let's just go ahead and take a look and see what happens. So remember, this is right at the beginning of that live stream. We all three met up, then we took off in our own separate directions, ran for a little bit, and I pulled up and went to work.
You got spotlight though.
And the other thing, we will continue to work on the audio.
These fish on the way I'm fishing.
It was windy that day.
Uh-oh, guys. All right, there's my first cast.
First cast.
All right, did I say first cast, guys? Did you hear that? I said first cast, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get. I'm talking a little too much, but your boy up on his first cast.
All right.
Just let me get into the boat. You see that?
You got one on the first cast?
Yeah, man. Uh-oh.
Dang.
Uh-oh, he's talking to me, trying to shake his head a little bit. Ah, come on, buddy, don't do this to me. He has one hook in him, guys.
Hey, you gotta get him in the boat to count.
Okay. All right, where you at, partners? Man, this thing got a mouth like a large mouth. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go, guys. You guys see that right there?
Yeah, I see it.
DP, y'all see the colors?
Yeah.
See the coloration. See the coloration on it. The coloration. Let's go ahead and get a weight on it.
Is that fish even legal? It's 14 inches?
Man, look at this thing. Is it 14 inches? All right, let me go ahead and get a weight on him real quick. All right, guys, in the chat. All right, so let me see if you guys can see that weight on there. We locking in at 3.
That's a good one.
328. Can you guys see that? 328. All right, there we go. So what I'm gonna do is just keep him in the live well until I leave this spot, and then I'll go ahead and put him back in there. Because with the warm water being warm, I don't want to keep him in the live well too long. All right, so what it was, guys, so put MoneyBass, fish number 1, 328. If somebody can drop that in the chat. MoneyBass, fish number 1, 328. And get these live wells running for him.
All right, so there we go, guys. So that is pretty much what the format looks like for the three men on the water live stream. But like I said, I'm going to be expanding that out a little bit. And the other thing that I have been mentioning is for the guys, the members, I am going to set up a special tier. And more than likely, what it will eventually be is in the Patreon. If anybody is interested in participating, even if you're in a different state, you do not have to even be in the same state. I will be able to pull you up while you are out on the lake and I am out on the lake. And it'll just be like a fun day of fishing for the subscribers, for the members of the Patreon, the members of the Money Team. So that is what I'm working on for you guys. But this format that you're watching is basically going to be our tournament format. And we will eventually start doing those maybe like twice a month or something like that. Go out there for maybe like 4 hours, have the guys, we'll all meet up. And maybe sometimes we won't even meet in the same place, but we will just take off and go for what we know. We will be getting active in the chat. It will be all interactive. We will have people that will maybe sponsor certain anglers. Maybe there will be products that different sponsors will will donate to the cause. So we're gonna make it happen, guys. So it's already a work in progress. And actually, I have somebody that has already let me know what's going on, MoneyBass. What you doing on Friday morning? So I have somebody that hit me up and said they want to see me on the water on Friday morning. So I might have to squeeze that time in. But I will have another special guest that I'll be out there hanging out with on Friday afternoon. So we'll see, guys. Doing all these live streams, I was out there earlier today, and then today, I mean, we're sitting at about 8:30 right now. So I've been running, guys. I've been running. But as you see, I mean, it's a lot of fun for the guys that are participating. And like I said, I'm trying to make this entertaining for the people that are watching and may not be able to get out to the water. All right, so let me hop into the chat real quick, and then I'll pull up another quick clip. And also, you guys saw the title of the live stream. The title of the live stream is Summer Fishing and Techniques. So let me actually go back just a little bit, and I will show you guys if I can get that up on the screen again. Just bear with me. What I'm going to do is just pull up what I was showing you on the screen itself. Hold on one second, guys. Like I said, just bear with me. All right, here we go. That is a good screenshot right there. All right, so summer fishing tips, techniques, that's what we're talking about. So what I'm looking at on that screen in that top left-hand corner, let me just play it just a little bit more. But where I was just pointing on that screen, those fish are probably about about 80 to 90 feet out. So I want to make sure that I can get a long cast on those fish. And generally what I'm looking for is how are those fish set up? Are they suspended? Are they down on the bottom? When they're suspended, then there's a good chance you may be able to get those fish to bite. Sometimes they will come up, they won't commit to that top water bite, so you may have to change up your game plan. But throwing something like a popper, some type of walking bait. I've seen people even throw a whopper plopper, buzz bait, just something to start getting the attention of those fish to where they'll start looking up. A fluke, different things like that. So once those fish start coming up, then you want to make sure that you are ready, because sometimes it is one and done. Once those fish come up, if you do not capitalize on that, then it's a wrap. You might as well pack up and leave. But for me, for the most part, what you guys have been seeing, I'll still stay out there and I'll keep playing around with a lot of different baits, because I'm actually working on my equipment, making sure I'm getting accurate cast, making sure my screens and everything are optimized to where I can track my bait and I can see the fish. So a lot of people comment on my screens whenever I'm out there, because they're like, hey, how are you getting your mega live images so clear? And the funny thing about that is one of the things that I have always mentioned on my channel is that I'm not so much concerned about having my screen clear. My concern is making sure that I can see the structure or cover, the fish, and be able to see my bait. So sometimes I will run my screen hot to where it's kind of blown out. So sometimes it will have some noise or something on the screen, but I kind of look past that. But for the most part, it just seems like whenever I'm showing you guys, for the most part, my screens are always clear. But that is kind of like a summer tip technique for anybody that is offshore or thinking about offshore fishing. All right, and let me just see real quick. So let me hop back into the chat and see what you guys are talking about in here. Shout out to Big Jim Fishing. Big Jim Fishing is the current sponsor of the live stream. Each week, whoever gives the largest super chat, super sticker to the live stream is the sponsor of that live stream, because currently this channel is supported by you guys, the viewers, the money team, the subscribers, the Patreon members. So really, really appreciate it, guys. All right, and let me hop back into this chat real quick. All right, so Vernon Neal says, Big Jim, I'm waiting on an awesome deal on those Solix units. Uh-oh. Looks like somebody's trying to snatch him up. But from what I've heard, Big Jim is like, hey, hold up, swole up. I'm not changing teams yet. You know, I'm kind of holding on. So I don't know. Yeah, you gotta reach out to him. But I see you've been putting your bid in, even on his live stream. So yeah, so it's some people that, you know, have been seeing that also. All right, and special shout out to Living Out Loud, the podcast. I think Living Out Loud, the podcast, was a dual sponsor on one of the On the Water live streams. So really, really appreciate that. All right, let's see. Living Out Loud, the podcast. What does she have to say? She says, hello, MoneyBass in chat. Your live stream motivated me to go throw out a line. Caught a bunch of seaweed. Oh my goodness, not the seaweed. All right, so you out there catching seaweed. I mean, did you go home and make a salad with it? I think some people eat that stuff or do something with it. But yeah, shout out to you on that. All right, let's see. Big Jim Fisher says, Vernon Neal, I listed my boat for sale today and ordered a 2024 919 Elite. Whoa, Big Jim is stepping it up. Listing his boat for sale. Okay, he's going 2024. Big dog in the house. All right, let's see. Vernon Neal says, Big Jim, I figured you had an eye on that 919 Elite. So I'm thinking Big Jim has probably been doing some videos on that 919, because he does talk about the those Phoenix boats a lot. All right, then we have 2K checking in, says, what kind of camera do you use on the tripod to film out on the water? I'm using my phone. I'm using an Android. I think somebody else had a iPhone, but that's pretty much what I'm doing, guys. I'm keeping it simple. I have my setup and everything. I've kind of been refining it, getting it ready for you guys to make sure I'm able to bring that footage to you the way that it needs to be. All right, and let's see. He said, if it's a GoPro, I really suggest getting a YOLO Tech camera pole that goes in the navigation light socket. It'll be much better view instead of the cloud view. No cap, just a suggestion. Oh yeah, so yeah, we're working on that too. So it just depends on the angle that the guys are wanting the you know, that camera view set up for them. So some of the guys may have that chest view. Some of the guys are going to have that view that you see in the top right hand corner. And then I'm pretty sure eventually some of the guys may have that YOLO Tech. But the thing about it, the way that we currently have it set up, we may eventually link it to a GoPro or something like that. But to have your phone or something out there, you know, hanging over the water is going to make some of the guys nervous. So yeah, we're still working on some different views on that. All right, appreciate that that suggestion. All right, Vernon Neal says, did that spot have weights in its belly? Oh, come on, man, not the weights in the belly, Vernon Neal. No, it did not. Well, it did have the weight of some herring. It had the weight of some herring in its stomach. All right, he says 3.28 pounds looks kind of small. Come on, man, hold on a second. Let me pull that back up on the screen and see. That's the other thing. See, look at the angle of it. So actually, if I was to take a picture of it, then it would probably give you a better view. But one thing that I try to do for you guys, and let's see, whenever I get it on here, I try to put it right up to the camera to try to give you guys a better view and a better feel so that you can really appreciate the size of these fish. Now, that first clip that I showed you, now that was a small fish. That fish would actually fit in the mouth of this fish right here, that first one that I showed you. So this fish, yeah, it does right now, right here on this view, There you go. I mean, you can see how long it is. And if you take a look at that stomach, let me see if I show that stomach on this one. Yeah, I didn't show the stomach on that one, I don't think. But the length of it, it was a legit 3.28 pound fish. All right, so let's see. He said it looks kind of small. So yeah, I have another one for you. I'll bring another one for you up in just a second. Shout out to Rush Cheek checking in. What is going on? One Cheek, he is in the house checking out from the Facebook side of things. Really appreciate you checking in. All right, then 2K. Oh man, come on. I know you don't do not laugh at Vernon Neal's comment. That will give him motivation to keep talking about my fish. All right, then we have Mailman checking in. He was out there today on the water live. Really appreciate it. Had a great time out there. He said somebody asked for the mailman. What's happening, folks? All right, he said smash that thumbs up. Oh man, hey, really appreciate that. Let me check out these likes real quick. How are the likes looking? Let's see. So yeah, we have a good amount of people coming in and out. So make sure as you come into the live stream that you hit the like button. Man, guys, those likes are looking kind of famished, looking kind of hungry down there. Can I get maybe 3? Can you see it? 3? Can I get 3 more likes, guys? Those likes really do help the channel out with the algorithm and helps the channel grow. So if you guys take a look, what's the subscriber count? We're at about 7,400, working on 7,500 subscribers, guys. So we have been moving lately. Things have been going pretty good. All right, then Ivy Moore says, new harness you can buy for better input on your monitors. What is that for? Monitors for, is that for like on the water? Is that what you're referring to? All right, Dodie Fishing says summer fishing means big everything to me, especially spoons, cranks, worms, hair jigs. Bigger the better. All right, so yeah, I mean that some people do go big depending on the situation. I mean, you guys see I have a lot of finesse stuff that I use, but when I'm out here hitting that top water bite, yeah, I don't really go too big. But yeah, maybe that spoon bite might be nice out there too. All right, so Ivy Moore says, let me see. I'd like to take a look at that. How much did he say he wanted for that bass boat? Big Jim. You have some people with their eyes on it. Shout out to Big Jim. All right, Joe Winkler says Johnny uses a phone at the helm with a towel to block the sun. That's how you show Johnny. Let me see. That's how you show Johnny fishing and shows the Garmin live scope at the same time. So yeah, okay. So you're saying that does he have 2 phones, and one of those phones he has angled directly at the Garmin live? Is that the way that you're saying that he does that? Because I know I've heard some people say that Garmin, you can actually record that session. And you can do that with the Humminbird too, but you would have to kind of finagle that a certain type of way to make that happen. But yeah, so that's eventually what I wanted to do, guys. I will have 2 different views eventually, just whenever I'm out there by myself. But whenever I have multiple anglers, we'll each just have one view. Whichever view that they feel comfortable with is the way that we'll run that for now. All right, Big Jim Fishing says, Ivy Moore, contact me through my channel. Let's keep this about MoneyBass. Oh, that's all right, Big Jim. We're in here networking. You can get in here and sell the boat if you want. I mean, it'll be kind of interesting. People always have some questions about boat sales and all that good stuff, and the prices of boats nowadays. Whoa, the prices of boats, man, those things have skyrocketed. All right, so Joe Winkler says, I poked the first like tonight. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Really appreciate that. Joe's out here helping out the channel and supporting. Always a great thing. Vernon Neal says, now I know why MoneyBass didn't post the pics of my 2 7-pounders. Jealous. Come on, man. You're giving me a hard time about it. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. 2K says, what do you use to get all the fishermen on the same stream? Hey man, I'm just out here making it happen. Just trying to make it happen. So I'm just using different programs. Right now I'm using StreamYard and just getting things set up the way that I want. But it's been a work in progress. You guys have seen that I've been doing these on the water lives for a while. Okay, Big Jim says, okay, 67.9. All right, so 67.9. And so that's a 19-footer that you have, Big Jim. So yeah, Big Jim is looking to offload that boat, and I'll assume that he's selling it with that full setup with the heat, with the Solix units, Target Lock, Mega Live, and the Ultrex. I think that's what you have on there. All right, so Joseph, okay, Joseph gives that a little smile. All right, and then he says Zoom. Nope, I'm not using Zoom right now. I'm using StreamYard. All right, so Joe Winkler says, and he does record some also with his Garmin units, but he does the same as you do with the one angler. Okay, so yeah, so what I do, that's why I do mine from that chest view, because I'm kind of commentating and all that, you know, talking a little trash, reading the comments and everything. So that's why I have the chest view, guys. All right, so Joseph said, Joe Winkler, you need to be poking at MoneyBass for blistering them babies. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold down. Hold down. You can't be disrespecting MoneyBass like that. All right, so let's pull up this next clip, guys. Let's pull up this next clip. Maybe this will help you guys out. Maybe this will help you guys out. All right, so just bear with me. Let me share my screen. It's a, you know, it's a live show, so always just bear with me whenever I have to go through here to find these the next video clips, guys. All right, so this one, this was still the same day, still the 3-man live stream, but at certain times, depending on where you go, the signal may drop, and then I have to bring the people back in. So right now, the third angler had dropped off, but I think he might come back in right after this. But hold on one second. Let me just pull this up, and let's take a look. Now, let's see if you guys can tell the size of this fish, since people are thinking that these fish aren't really hitting that 3-pound mark. Let's take a look, guys. So, of course, that's me on the left, and we have Darren Pearson over there on the right. All right, you see that rod?
Right. Oh!
All right, I don't know if you guys caught that. Hold on, let me play it back again.
Don't be playing around. Just take it. You know you want it.
Hold on, let me pull it back just a little bit. Where are we at? Let me play it back for you guys. So what I want you to do is just watch that rod tip. Watch that rod tip, guys. See that rod tip?
All right. Oh!
Came off. And DP's over there setting the hook on some trees.
All right, I got one, guy. You hooked up too, DP?
I was. He took me down in that tree.
Man, I had one, then he came off, then I got another one. This one feel pretty good. Just scared I'm gonna lose it.
Shout out to Vernon Neal. I know, man, we're always having
When he
fun over
sees
here,
this
Vernon
net.
Neal.
Ooh, it's a good fish, I think. He's digging. He's digging. He's digging. Goodness, he's digging. You got one, DP?
No, He took me into a tree.
Can you see this? Can you see what I have here?
I can't see it. You got a 4-pounder?
my. Huh?
Is it a 4-pounder?
I can't tell. I haven't seen him yet. But the first one missed it.
I didn't want to break this off. Dang.
I haven't seen him yet. I got my drag kind of tight, but I'm scared when this thing sees this net. Oh, yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, guys. Look at that. Do you see that? Would you just look at it? Just look at that. Do you see the stomach on that? Toes on.
It kind of looked like yours.
Look at this thing, guys. All right, let me be careful. Let me treat him with care. Get that hook out of there so it doesn't poke him again. Can you guys see what we have right here? Oh my goodness. Can you guys see that? Can you see that? Can you really appreciate what you are witnessing on the screen right now? I don't know the weight on this thing. I think it's probably going to be.
All right. Let's hear in the chat. What do you guys think the weight on that fish is going to be? So that first one, you were like, hey, you know, I don't know if that was a 328. That looked a little small. What's going on with that scale you got on that boat? All right. So now, what do you guys think the weight on this fish is? Let me just pull it back up a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. So what do you think the weight on that fish is? And actually, let me just take a look and see if maybe. I was trying to see if I can make that screen bigger, guys. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. There we go. There we go. Now let me. That's not going to work. All right. I was going to see if I could zoom in on it so you guys can see it a little bit better. But let me just put it back again. All right. Here we go. So take a look at it, guys.
That thing's definitely going to be a 3-something. I should have had one of the other ones in the live well so you could at least see how big.
All right, so look at the stomach on it. What do you guys think? I don't see any weights in the chat. Let me see where you guys at. Where you at? What do you think the weight of that fish is? Do you see the stomach on it? Come on, let's see some guesses. Let's see some weights in the chat. What do you, oh my good, wait a minute. Darren Pearson said, it's a dink. You trying to get your revenge from when I was out there messing with you about your fish. So on this day, guys, I will put the link in the description for this video so you can watch this whole live stream if you want. But in this one, Darren Pearson, he was out there catching some fish. I think he had caught 7 total for that day. But he said it's a dink. He's trying to get some revenge on me for messing with him when we were out on the water. But let me hop in the chat. While you guys are putting your guesses in the chat, I'm just going to hop in here real quick and see where we were at. All right, let's see. Hold on one second. All right, so Joseph says that Joe Winkler, you need to be poking. Okay, all right, we saw that one. Then Vernon says, just having fun, bro. Love you, man. All right, yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, you know we're always about having fun over here. I mean, and then you know we're going to talk a little trash, so it's all good. All right, then Big Jim says 19. It's a 19.8 loaded with everything. Look up Big Jim Fishing on Facebook for a listing of everything. So he has it all spelled out, guys. Just pull it up on Facebook. All right, then Joseph says, oh, yeah, it's criminal. Come on, man. So you're still talking about saying my fish is too small? Come on, Joseph. You and Vernon, don't try to team up on me. All right, so Joseph says at Big Jim Fishing, you ain't kidding. You didn't pull any punches on that boat. You got that Phoenix blood in your veins. All right, that's right. You know he's sticking to it. All right, and let's see where else we are at, guys. So Ivy Moore says, I don't know about y'all, but I believe in ripping. All right. Ivy says, that baby got a puppy belly. Hey, guys, I mean, check it out. And DP, it's a dink. All right, DP. All right. Let's see. Okay. Hey, where the guesses at? I see 2 guesses in 3 guesses in the chat. All right, so I'll get to it in just a second. All right, Joseph says, Ivy, you ain't kidding. That's either an Alpo special or a walleye delight. All right, Joe Winkler says, what is that? It's got a pound. Hold on one second. It's got a pound of baby shad in its belly. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I told you what the weight that you're seeing in that belly, that's herring. Herring is more than likely what those fish are out here eating. All right. So here we go. So Ivy says that's about a 4-pounder. All right. Joe Winkler says 3 pounds. All right. What does Joseph say? Joseph says weights in the chat or in that fish's belly. Come on, man. What is going on with that, Joseph? All right. So Vernon Neal says we have gizzard shad. We have gizzard shad that size here in Texas. Oh, hey, I believe that. I definitely believe that out there in Texas, man. All right, then we have Dodie Fisher says 3.44. So that's a little under 3.5 pounds. All right, Big Jim says, gotta go. See y'all later. All right, special shout out to you, Big Jim. Hey, he stepped in and hit it big. He was like, I'm gonna step in, be the sponsor of this live stream. Shout out to Big Jim for hitting us with the $9.99 super chat. Each week, whoever gives the largest super chat, super sticker, showing support for the channel is the sponsor of the live stream. And hey, Big Jim came in, made his statement, and he stepped on out. All right. Shout out to you, Big Jim. Really appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Where were we at? Where were we at? All right. So Joseph says, see you, Big Jim fishing. Be safe, buddy. All right. Then Mailman says, guessing weight. Oh, yeah. So take a look. Let me just go ahead and bring it back up here. So the Mailman down EDC, he says he was out there earlier today checking out the live stream on the water. Let me just pull this back just a little bit. All right, so we're going to watch it again, and I want you guys to guess the weight in the chat. All right, here we go, guys.
Ooh, it's a good fish, I think. He's digging. He's digging. He's digging. Goodness, he's digging. You got one, DP?
No, he took me into a tree.
Can you see this? Can you see what I have here?
I can't see it. You got a 4 pounder?
Oh my! Huh?
Is it a 4 pounder?
I can't tell. I haven't seen him yet. But the first one missed it.
I didn't want to break this off. Dang.
I haven't seen him yet. I got my drag kind of tight, but I'm scared when this thing sees this net. Oh yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys. Look at that. Do you see that? Would you just look at it? Just look at that. Do you see the stomach on that? Hold on.
It kind of looked like yours.
Is anybody else going to guess the weight?
Look at this thing, guys. All right, let me be careful. Let me treat him with care. Get that hook out of there so it doesn't poke him again. Can you guys see what we have right here? Oh my goodness. Can you guys see that? Can you see that? Can you really appreciate what you are witnessing on the screen right now? I don't know the weight on this thing. I think it's probably going to be, goodness, that thing's definitely going to be a 3-something. I should have had one of the other ones in the live well so you could at least see how big. Can you guys see how big the stomach is on that thing?
It looked like yours.
All right, let's go ahead and get a weight on there. Look at that.
Hey, man, why doo-wop so quiet, man?
Gone. Let's see. Yeah, he didn't come back.
He lose connection?
Man, look at that. My scale was at the back of the boat. Almost fell off the boat.
All right, we're about to get the weight on there. Anybody else want to guess before we call out that weight? All right, Joseph says, how close am I? You haven't lost the rod. Okay, that was a different comment. All right, let's see. Mailman, I think it's just locked it for a second. It'll be right back on. He says, judging by the bend of the rod, the size of the net, the number of waves in the water, the length of time it took to land her and the time of day. All right, so he's really doing some physics. All right, so guys, if you take a look, you'll see what I was referring to earlier. The live stream, depending on where we're at, sometimes we will lose connection, but it takes maybe like a minute or so, and then we can just pop right back into the live stream.
Hear me?
All right, so there we go.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
All right, I'm waiting. That was Mike Murphy just called. I got to add him back in. All right, so before I weigh this fish, did you guys see the size of the stomach on that fish? Let's see if you guys can get some weights in there real quick.
All right, the mailman says 3.02.
All right, so we have Boneyard Lawn Service checking in. He says, what's up? Y'all out there having fun? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I have to give a special shout out, too, before I get to this weight. Let me go ahead and put in a little work real quick. Shout out to Cerebral Tackle. He hit the channel with the $10 super chat, the $5 super chat. And then we had, let's see, who was it? Joe Winkler. Uh-oh, I was moving too fast. See if I got, yeah, the chat won't let me go back up that far. But Joe Winkler is the co-sponsor. So right now we have a co-sponsor for the live stream, Joe Winkler and Cerebral Tackle. I appreciate the super chats, guys. Anytime you guys feel the urge or the want to contribute to the channel, I really appreciate it. We're out here trying to provide some entertainment and some value to you guys, so hopefully that is working. I really appreciate it. And also, if you have not hit the like button, please make sure you hit the like button on the way in. So Cerebral Tackle is guessing 3.58 on that fish that I just showed you guys. Then let's see, Pat says, have to go into a meeting, fellas. Good stuff today. Need more of these lives on in the future. Oh yeah. All right. So Cerebral Tackle says, beautiful spot, beautiful color. Oh yeah. On your lawn service says, what's up, y'all? Out there having fun? Let me just see. Okay, yeah. So I'm caught up. All right. So Cerebral Tackle's guessing 358. Let me go ahead and pull this magnificent spotted bass out here catching some Lake Lanier Magnums. Woo! Look at that right there, guys. Like I said, I don't know if you guys can appreciate the size of the stomach on that one. I might have to hold on to this one so I can take a picture, and then I will update this picture maybe on the thumbnail or something like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get a weight on here, guys.
All right, drum roll, please.
All right, let's see where we are at. Oh, my goodness. We're still bouncing around. Let's see. Let it level out. 372. We're at 372, guys. Let's see if I can get it on. You guys can see it. 372 is what we locked in at. 372. So that's another nice one right there.
372, guys.
Put him back on that cold tag for a second. Joe Winkler. Right. So Cerebral Tackle 2.
There's one up here.
372.
Put him back on that cold tag.
Right, so let's hop back in the chat. Let's hop back in the chat and see what you guys have to say about that. All right, hold on. We'll let that kind of play in the background. All right, so 372. So now let's go back in here and see who is the winner. So let's see. Where do we start out at? So Ivy Moore said 4 pounds. Okay, all right. So that was a close one. All right. Then we had Joe Winkler said 3 pounds. So the 4 pounds is winning on that one because it's a little closer to 4 pounds than 3 pounds. All right, let's see. Who else do we have? Wait a minute. Dodie Fishing said 3.44 pounds. I think we might have a winner with that one. Let's see. Who else do we have? Did anybody else drop a weight? Now, Joseph says, I'd say 2, maybe 2 1/4, but it's hard to tell for sure. Come on, man. 2 1/4, 2 pounder. So yeah, so that was a 372. All right, you said, how close am I? So you were about a little over a pound off it. Yeah, you're about 1 1/4 pounds off, I think. All right, let's see. Who else do we have? So the mailman said 3.02. All right, so Dodie Fishing got you on that one too. Dodie Fishing still got it right. All right, Vernon Neal. Come on, Vernon. Vernon said 1.5 pounds. Wait a second. Wait, 2 pounds. Fish 1.5 pounds. All right, so yes, that was a 3.72. So that was a nice one right there. All right, so Ivy Moore says, you might as well say that's 4 pounds. Hey, I mean, fishermen, we do that all the time, right? I mean, if it's 4.3, we're like, hey, man, I had that 5 pounder on there. So yeah, so we have to go with Dodie Fishing on that. So Dodie Fishing is the winner of the Guess the Weight Challenge. So shout out to you, Dodie Fishing. All right, so Mailman says I was 70 off. Well, 0.7 off. All right, so yeah, so you're 0.7 off. Yeah, so we'll give that one to Dodie Fishing. How about that? All right, so Joseph says, man, that fish went a lot heavier than I would have thought. My bad. Sometimes you just can't tell. Yeah, so from the angle, from the camera angle, it is kind of hard to tell. And if you guys notice, whenever I catch a fish, I always try to put it real close to the camera. And the reason I do that is, of course, it may help you see and appreciate the size of that fish, but actually for people, some people haven't seen spotted bass and aren't familiar with them. So I want to put that up there and let them kind of soak in everything about that fish, be able to see all those spots, all the different colors on there, because those are some very pretty fish. And some guys can't make it out to the water. So whenever I'm catching those fish and holding it up, showing it to them, then that may be, you know, the closest thing that they get to being out there on the water. Because like I said, guys, we have a lot of people that come into the chat that are watching my videos and everything. And some of the guys, for financial reasons, health reasons, or just whatever, they may not be able to make it out to the lake. So I try to keep those guys in mind every time that I'm catching these fish and I'm showing them to the camera that way. All right, then we have Mailman. He says, Doty Fishing just might win it. Oh, yeah, Doty Fishing got it. Shout out to Doty Fishing. All right, the Mailman says, can I change my answer? My Wi-Fi was acting up. Yeah, you can change your answer on the next one. All right, so Joseph says, I just always thought you had small hands. Ah, come on, man. Joseph, you always have some type of comment. All right, guys, look, we've been running for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. It has been a long day. This is the second live stream of the day. So I want to give a big shout out. Actually, let me see. Who do we have? Ivy Moore. What does Ivy say? We don't have that kind of bass up here. That's a nice looking bass. See, that's what I'm talking about. There are some people that may not get a chance to see, even though they may see people catching spotted bass and stuff. Not too many people take the time to actually hold those fish and try to show those different features. So that's why I try to do that, give you guys a different view, a different perspective of those fish that we're down here catching. All right, so once again, want to give a shout out to Big Jim Fishing. He is the sponsor of the live stream. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell. There's a bell notification. That way, whenever I do the on the water lives, you guys will be notified. A lot of times those will be during the week and during the day when I do those on the water spur of the moment lives. But eventually we will be doing the 3 to 5 to maybe even 10 boat live streams on the water lives on the weekend. And like I said, for people that are on the money team and the Patreon, I will be setting up a special tier. So I will announce that to you guys once that is completely set up. And whenever you are out on the water, just send me a message on my Instagram. And let me just pull that up real quick so you guys can see that link for the Instagram. Let's see, just bear with me, guys. All right, so there is my Instagram at official MoneyBass. It is now scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So just hit me on that link if you are interested in doing these on the water challenges. And eventually what we are going to do, you do not have to be in the same state. All you have to do is be heading out to the water to enjoy a day of fishing. My Instagram is scrolling across the bottom, guys. So make sure you guys take a look at that at official MoneyBass. All right, so like I was saying, special shout out to Big Jim Fishing. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in and getting active in the chat. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. All right, so Vernon Neal says, it's been cool and it's been fun, but old Vernon has to run. Be blessed. All right, shout out to Vernon Neal, rhyming on his way out. All right, then we have Joe Winkler says, great live stream, MoneyBass. All right, really, really appreciate it, guys. Whew, long day, but a good day. But a good day, guys. Be thankful for everything that you have, guys. Really appreciate you. I will see you guys on the next live stream.